Alrighty, what is going on, guys? My name is Colt, and today I'm bringing you the December 9th patch notes for Warzone Pacific. Let's go ahead and jump on in. As you can see, Call of Duty Warzone Season 1 patch notes. It is day 2 of Warzone, and they already have a patch out, which is not bad. It definitely needed it. Let's go ahead and see what's in here. Bug fixes collision issues with various elements across Caldera, allowing players to exploit peek shoot through them. Okay. Fix an issue allowing access to items that players weren't supposed to see yet. I haven't seen anybody. I don't know what that means. I haven't seen anything along those lines. Weapons adjustments. Okay. Numerous changes have been made to Vanguard weapons and attachments. Names, descriptions, pros, cons, and stat bars have been updated in-game to reflect those changes. In addition to the above-mentioned Vanguard changes, the following Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War weapon adjustments have been made. No surprise, they did it when Cold War came out. They absolutely slammed the old weapons and nearly nerfed them out of existence. The only one of the recent Cold War updates for Warzone that went out allowed, because everything was nerfed across the board, it made some of the older weapons stronger. But let's go ahead and jump on in and see how bad they made the Black Ops Cold War weapons and the Modern Warfare weapons. Starting off with the AK-47 from Cold War, the initial recoil deviation increased. I already thought that there was a decent amount of recoil on the Cold War AK. I think if any nerf really existed, it would probably be the actual power of the Cold War AK. Because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but pretty much all of the Cold War guns outperform the new Vanguard guns. So hopefully this patch addresses some of those issues. The EM2, which has been a very, very dominant gun for quite some time now, the neck damage multiplier decreased to 1.1, down from 1.2. Recoil magnitude increased, recoil deviation increased. The EM2 has exerted an impressive level of dominance over the long-range engagement space since its debut. Generally, this can happen when a weapon's time to kill potential is not met with the adequate downsides. Slow-firing weapons like the EM2 naturally lend themselves to higher skilled players, as missed shots are far more detrimental. In the case of the EM2, we felt its mechanical input was not equivalent to its output. We have adjusted the recoil behavior such that it will require more active recoil countering. We've also reduced its neck multiplier, which will affect some of its realistic TTK breakdowns. Alrighty. So, yeah, they nerfed the recoil on it, so it should be interesting to see how much it has changed. Sometimes they overdo it, and sometimes you feel like nothing's been changed. I felt like sometimes the EM2 can get a little out of control, but that's only on a really, really bad day for me. So I'm hoping they didn't mess it up. They didn't mess it up too much. And then the neck multiplier being down to 1.1, it's not really a big deal. So Marksman rifle, the crossbow on the Modern Warfare crossbow, neck damage increased to 250, up from 200. The upper torso damage increased to 240, up from 200. Lower torso damage increased to 220, up from 200. All right, so an increase, a buff all across the board for the crossbow from Modern Warfare. Okay. Marksman rifle Charlie from Modern Warfare, flinch resistance decreased by 62%. I believe it says the Marksman rifle Charlie and the Swiss K31. I'm going to go ahead and say that's the Kar 98, which that is a fantastic change right there. The Swiss and the the Modern Warfare Kar have been the bane of many, many people's existence for their lack of flinch when being shot at. So that's an awesome change. Super excited to see that in action. The R1 Shadow Hunter from Black Ops Cold War. To be honest, oh, that must be the crossbow. Okay. Looks like it's the same exact as the other crossbow, 250, 240, 220, 200. Yep, that's the other crossbow. Also buffed from Cold War. Ballistic knife. Looks like they made it a few stronger on each of the damage areas. Baseball bat, lunge distance decreased. Looks like they decreased the lunge distance across the board for the majority of the melee items. Shotgun Bravo from Cold War. Movement speed decreased by 1.2%. ADS movement speed decreased by 8.6%. I don't think that's a huge deal because most people don't really run the shotguns in Cold War anymore. I know the Gallo was very, very strong for a long time, but I don't really feel like it's been that big of a thing for a while. The Swiss K31, the flinch resistance decreased. Let's go. That's a huge change. All right, onto the submachine guns. We have the OTS, max damage decreased to 30, down from 31. And the headshot damage multiplier decreased to 1.33, down from 1.52. We will see how that affects the OTS in game. The OTS has been very, very strong for quite a while now, so that it's a good thing to start mixing that kind of stuff up. Submachine Gun Alpha from Cold War, max damage decreased to 20, down from 31. Holy crap. I don't actually know what SMG that is off the top of my head, but that is a massive buff. My goodness. And the damage multiplier to the head has been decreased 1.41, down from 1.45. Okay. Submachine Gun Charlie, Modern Warfare. Fire rate decreased to 0.08, down from 0.075. What? Decreased to 0.08. Isn't that an increase? Am I doing my math wrong, or isn't that does this higher number actually equal a fire rate decrease? I feel like that's an increase, right? Am I tripping? I might be tripping. Okay, I guess we'll see. But the fire speed decreased by 2.6%. These changes only affect Warzone. We already know that the OTS has been very, very strong. We don't need to read that because that's exactly what they're going to say. An imminent update will further address bloom and include adjustments to weapons, including the PPSH from Vanguard. As you guys know, the PPSH right now in Vanguard is very, very strong, and bloom definitely needs to be addressed because it is very awful in Vanguard, to say the least, and for Warzone Pacific in specific. The G16 2.5 sight, that is the sight that most people use. It says eye position shifted forward. The G16 2.5X has become the preferred optic across Caldera. Agreed. By shifting the eye position forward, we have created a greater area of magnification, which will better assist in carving out its identity. All right. I actually like this a lot because I felt like the G16 was a great sight. I definitely wished for a slight increase in the zoom. I actually tried out some of the 4x sights, but the visual recoil was out of control, and I went back to the G16 again. So that's actually an awesome change I cannot wait to try out. The Raider stock from Cold War, movement speed modifiers decreased by 25%. The Raider stock has always been very, very strong on most of the guns. Same with the SAS combat stock. So both of them have been decreased. This says here, Warzone is a living, breathing, ever-evolving game. This demands that we not only regularly reflect on precise weapon details, but that we also, at times, take great pause to access the state of the game holistically. Sorry, I almost said historically. Games that progressively introduce content like Warzone run the risk of experiencing power creep. It is important that intermittently we compress the power level of certain aspects in the game that they're just telling us what we already know. they should have more buffs and nerfs to gun to keep the meta fresh. Yeah, we got it. Update December 7th. That was 2 days ago. Ricochet is already live on certain servers. It's still not here. The launch of Call of Duty Warzone tomorrow. That's okay. That's from the other day. Okay, that's gonna be it, guys. Well, if you learn anything new, if you're excited about any of the weapon changes, if you want any weapon changes, go ahead and discuss those down in the comments. I will be more than happy to discuss those with you. If you like the video, please go ahead and drop a like on it. Click that sub button. All right, it really means a lot. Check me out on Twitch. I'm live 3 to 4 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday. I'm guaranteed to be live Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And Fridays I do every other week so I can spend time with my family, because gaming is not my entire life, just the majority of it. Again, like and follow, baby. I'll see you guys next time. Later.